There was a small town. It was a place where time seemed to move slowly, where the streets appeared abandoned, yet everyone knew there were deep secrets buried within. On the outskirts of the town stood an old house, worn down and about to collapse. No one wanted to buy it. No one seemed to be interested. It was the kind of house that people spoke about in whispers, but never openly. It was said that many years ago, a family had died in a horrific way there. One day, a little girl moved to the town. Her name was Emma. Her father had decided to start a new life and brought Emma and her mother along. Despite the house being old and falling apart, they hoped it would be a fresh start, and that Emma might be happy there. But from the very first night, something felt different. Every morning, Emma would want to play outside with the other children in the town, but at night, she felt something was wrong in the house. The walls of the house seemed to groan, as if they were about to collapse. Every night, Emma would sleep with the door slightly open, though she never dared to fully close it. But one night, everything changed. That night, Emma woke up to a sound. It was so close, so deep, it was as if someone was walking in her room. But there was no one, only a faint light slipping under her bedroom door. Emma, heart pounding, squinted her eyes and glanced toward the door. The silence in the room felt suffocating. Was the window still open? And then, the door slowly creaked open. Emma froze. She looked at the door, but no one came in. Or did they? The door opened just a little more. And then, a shadow moved inside. It wasn't quite a person. It was a shape, but not a shape with clear edges. No physical form, just a coldness, a strange warmth, too. And there was a rustling sound. Emma, terrified, squeezed her eyes shut and tried to move, but she couldn't. She couldn't even speak. Her body was paralyzed. The only thing she could do was breathe rapidly. And then, the shadow came closer. It hovered beside her, close enough that she could feel its breath on her skin. It bent down near her ear and whispered, "I've come." In that instant, Emma's mind snapped. She tried to scream, but no sound escaped her lips. Her body refused to move. It was as though she was trapped, unable to break free from the grip of whatever was there with her. By morning, Emma was found in a strange state. When her mother tried to wake her, Emma just stared blankly at her, her eyes wide and unblinking. Her mother, terrified, rushed her to the doctor, but every test showed that Emma was physically fine. No illness, no injury, nothing. But her eyes were hollow. It was as if her soul had gone missing. As the days passed, Emma became more withdrawn. Her gaze grew distant, and she spoke less and less. Her parents did everything they could to help her, but nothing worked. It wasn't long before the townspeople began to whisper that Emma would wander through the house at night, smiling at something invisible, as if talking to someone no one else could see. One day, an old woman from the town approached Emma's parents and warned them, "There is something in that house, something that is not human. It has been waiting for a long time. It's coming for her, and if you let her stay there, it will take her. You need to leave before it's too late." But Emma's parents didn't understand. They couldn't believe in such stories, no matter how strange things seemed to be. They brushed off the warning, thinking it was just a superstition. But one night, everything changed. Emma was lying in her bed when, once again, the door creaked open. This time, however, Emma was not alone. A child stood in the doorway, but it wasn't an ordinary child. It was cold, empty, with an unnatural stillness. Emma, shaking, asked, "Who are you?" The child smiled. It wasn't a normal smile. It was cold, twisted, the kind of smile that could freeze a person's heart. "Come with me," the child whispered ... And that night, Emma vanished. Days later, when the townspeople searched the old house, they found nothing, no sign of Emma, no trace. But in the room where she had disappeared, they found something odd, a faint light coming from under the door, just like the night she had first heard the whisper. After that, no one dared to go near the house. The old house remained standing, its decaying walls waiting in the silence. And every once in a while, when the wind howled just right, it sounded as though someone, or something, was crying out from within. No one knew what had happened to Emma. Some said she had been taken by the darkness that haunted the house. Others believed she had become part of it, but no matter how hard they searched, no one could find her again. And so, the house remained, silent, empty, watching, waiting. And when another child would move to the town, the door would creak open once more, and the cycle would begin again.